I'm trying a new paper developer in the darkroom, so of course I've run a few tests. Let me show you what I've learned about Foma, Fomatol PW. It's a paper developer for darkroom printing. Now the first thing you have to realize is how do you get Foma products in Canada or wherever you live? So in Canada, Foma products are brought in by Light Pro Group. Light Pro Group is in Mississauga. Now there would be dealers that handle it because Light Pro Group also brings in Kodak chemistry. So if a store is selling Kodak chemistry, they can order the Foma stuff as well. But I just contact Light Pro Group in Mississauga and I just make an appointment and I go down there. They sell some Rollei films and they sell Foma products and Kodak products and a lot of other things. And you can buy direct from them. And you can tell them that, you saw my video and I don't think you'll get a discount for that, but maybe you will. So the developer, this Fomatol PW, it's a Warmtone developer. So I'm expecting it to make the images a little bit warm, a little bit red, slightly something. I don't know what to expect, but this is what the experiment is. And I'm comparing it to my go-to product, which is Ilford Bromophen, which I've used for years, and it produces kind of like a neutral black. So the Fomatol, and I might even be saying it wrong, the Fomatol should be Warmtone, and the Bromophen will be just black and white. So we'll see how that compares. Now the other thing is the chemistry was a little bit expensive. So to make 1 liter of stock solution, I think it was $17 to make 1 liter. I might be wrong there, but I think it was $17. You can use it straight up as stock solution. Now that would be a little expensive. I need at least 1 liter of chemistry in my 8x10 tray. So that'd be $17. So that's a little steep. So what I did was I mixed it 1-to-1. And if you mix it 1-to-1, your development times get longer. It says also that you're going to have a greater warming effect. I'll talk about that when we get to that part of it. So you can use it straight. I found that a little expensive, so I didn't do it. You can use it 1-to-1, which is how I used it. It also says that you can use it 1-to-3, but now your development time in the darkroom is like 12 minutes. So 12 minutes, that's just too much. So let me show you what I've learned. So this is the first shot that I've done. And this is with the Bromophen developer. So this is Ilford fiber-base paper in the Bromophen developer. So let's call this the standard, and this is what we're going to be kind of comparing it to. So this is Ilford multigrade fiber base. It happens to be glossy in the Bromophen developer. This is what I normally would get. Now this second shot is Ilford fiber base paper in the Fomatol developer. So it's a little bit warmer, slightly warmer, hardly any effect. And this is with a fiber-based paper. Now, I am processing these prints for 5 minutes. I would normally go 4 minutes in Bromophen, but I wanted to keep it consistent. The interesting thing I found with this Fomatol, with fiber-based paper, when you put that paper in your developer, there's no image. I would say it's a white piece of paper almost for the first 3 minutes, and this is with agitation. So fiber-based paper in the developer, it's almost blank for 3 minutes. Then it starts to develop. I went 5 minutes. I'll talk about that again just down the road. But so if I'm going 5 minutes with the Fomatol, which is a long development time, I'm also going 5 minutes with the Bromophen, which is, I usually use 4 minutes with it with fiber-based paper. The other thing I found interesting was when you looked at the print in the darkroom, it didn't look sharp. I guess it's the swelling of the emulsion, but even with my glasses on, there was no real sharpness. Now, when they dried sharp, and I actually printed some resin coated because I just wanted to see, is this actually a sharp negative or did the camera blur or something? But no, it's all fine. It's just that I guess the emulsion swells, and when you're looking at it in the darkroom, there was just no real sharpness to it until it dried. So there's our first 2 shots. So these next 2 images are interesting. This is fiber-base Warmtone paper. So Ilford fiber-base Warmtone, and it's in the Bromophen, so it's pretty black. It's hardly got any warm toning effect to it. And then when you put it in the Fomatol, again, it just goes a little bit warm. This is probably a 5-minute development time in this Fomatol. So a little bit warm in the Fomatol. Not the huge difference that I was expecting, to be honest. Now, for those of you who use a resin-coated paper, this is Ilford multigrade resin-coated, and I've done it in the Bromophen, and then I've done it in the Fomatol. And again, it's a very subtle difference. It's hard to see it on the screen. It's hard to see it looking at it. I mean, you have to get the light to catch it just right to see any kind of tint in the warming at all. Resin-coated multigrade paper. Now, these last two comparisons are with Ilford's resin-coated Warmtone paper. It's not a paper I use that often. I think I have to special order it. But it has a slight warm in the Bromophen, and it has a very slightly more tone in the Foma product, in the Warmtone developer. And it seems to have picked up a little bit of contrast. As I mentioned with the resin coated, I was going about 3 minutes in the developer to do the resin coated and 5 minutes with the fiber-based papers. So this is kind of interesting. I'm just surprised how subtle the effects really are. It's a Warmtone developer with Warmtone paper, but wow, there's hardly any difference between the Warmtone developer and the regular developer, and there's not really a ton of difference between the regular black and white paper and the Warmtone paper either. On the second image, I got a little more into it. So this is fiber-based paper, regular black and white fiber-based paper in the Ilford developer, and then the second image is in the Foma developer. There is a slight difference, but it's very hard to tell. The thing I found more interesting was the development time. So I was using 5 minutes in a developer, but I also wanted to try it a little bit less. As I mentioned, it doesn't really pick up any tone. Like when you're in the developer, it's a white piece of paper for 3 minutes, and then it starts to pick up. So originally, at the very beginning, I thought, I'm going to do it for 4 minutes in a developer. That seemed like a long time. And the top of this image is the same exposure in the enlarger. I just cut it in half after the enlarger. The top is 4 minutes. And at 4 minutes, the paper is really just starting to come in. The image is just starting to come in. So if you pull it at 4 minutes, I don't think you're getting the full development. So I was using 5 minutes. That became my standard. And then the bottom of this tear I did for 6 minutes. So the top is 4 minutes. It's obviously light. The bottom is 6 minutes. It's probably gone a little bit dark. So I used 5 minutes. But interesting that at 4 minutes, it's just beginning to develop. At 6 minutes, I would call it full development. It's probably full development at 5 minutes because there's not a lot of difference between 5 and 6 minutes in a developer. But 5 minutes, 6 minutes in a developer, that's a long development time. That's out of the ordinary for me for sure. So that's kind of the conclusions that I drew. The developer is interesting. It has a slight warm tone effect. It's hard to know if it'd be worth it to you. You should try it. You know, made by Foma, Fomatol, Warmtone developer. You should try it, but it's a very subtle effect. Hard to see it on the screen. Hard to see it on the prints. So it probably worked the most effect, as you would expect, with the fiber-based Warmtone paper and the Fomatol PW developer. That was the warmest I got. But this is not near as warm as you would expect. This is not near as warm as the effects that we used to get with like that old egg for, what was it called, Portriga or whatever. I mean, that was a Warmtone paper. That was amazing. Discontinued decades ago. But I'll tell you, out of everything I've done here, I like the developer because I learned about leaving it in the developer longer. That was interesting. But the Warmtone effect, not so much. Would I use it again? I'll use it again because I bought 2 packages and I have 1 package left. I'll use it again. It's fine. It's subtle. But I'm glad I tried it. I don't try a lot of paper developers. It's subtle, but I'm glad I tried it. It produced an interesting photo, and I think next time I print, even if I'm using any paper developer, I'm going to just leave it in there for 5 or 6 minutes and see what the increase in time does. When does it max out? Because I think that's an important number. You should probably leave it in the developer until it maxes out. And I usually don't. I usually pull it at 4 minutes. So it would be interesting to see, what do you get at 5 or 6 minutes? But those are long development times. I don't know if I could really print all day at 6 minutes in the development. Anyways, that's what I learned. The product is called Fomatol PW. It's a Warmtone developer made by Foma in the Czech Republic. It's worth trying. It's always worth trying new things. The differences are subtle. If you can understand the subtleness of it, try it. It's better with fiber-based paper. There's very little effect, I thought, with the resin-coated paper. That's what I learned.